Welcome to Drew Code Sports Talk. I am your host, Andrew Wright. Over here is my co-host, Cody Johnson. This is what we're going to be doing is the quick takes is what we call it. Basically like 4 or 5 questions where we just kind of have a quick little, quick little talk about whatever it is. So
keyword being quick, so let's hopefully it'll be quick.
All right, that's on me. All right, Cody, I'll let you do your thing.
All right, here we go. So the NBA Finals are coming up. Warriors have reached their 3rd straight year. Just saying. I'm not a bandwagon fan. I'm actually a Laker fan. We're just wearing this for the show. Anyways, how many more seasons do you think they'll be this successful making it to the finals?
It's going to depend, to me, with Steph Curry. If they can keep Steph Curry, they'll be fine. I would say for at least 3 more years.
Okay.
KD, I hope he stays, honestly. I would like to see Steph and KD be the team. Because I feel like KD wants who Steph Curry is, but he wanted that in Oklahoma City with Russell Westbrook. Mm-hmm. And so now that he has it, I feel like KD kind of wants to stay with Steph Curry. Now, I don't know what's going to happen, but I think if those two can stay, they'll be fine.
Yeah.
If at least Steph Curry stays, I think Golden State is still fine. So yeah. I'd say 3 years.
I think in order for them to be successful long-term, I agree with you, KD needs to sign a long-term deal and stay with them for as many years as possible, because then you'll have Steph Curry, who you've got to pay eventually. You got Draymond Green, who's going to want some money because he's very good, and then you're going to want to keep KD, your big 3 right there. You're going to want to keep those. I think Klay Thompson out of those 4, though, is the weakest one that he'll go first, but I also am going to say this, I don't see KD staying very much longer. I think he will eventually go. He's not going to sign a long-term deal. I give him about 3 years as well. But the Warriors have got to keep Draymond Green and Steph Curry to be completely relevant, playoff worthy. I mean, Steph Curry can score the ball, but you never want to have Steph Curry and a bunch of guys. He's got to have a system and a bunch of teammates he can rely on. So he's not a LeBron James in the terms of he's going to win you all the playoff games and all that stuff by himself. He needs a team around him. So I'd say about 3 years as well. All right. Speaking of LeBron James, he'll be a free agent next season. Is he going to re-sign with the Cavs, or does he leave home again?
He's staying with the Cavaliers. I think he didn't like the way he left Cleveland, and then when he came back, yes, he wanted to end up winning a championship for them, and he did, probably a lot sooner than even he thought.
Yeah.
But they won, and I feel like he wants to stay in Cleveland. I mean, that's his home, that's where he's from, and what a better way to end your career than being with your home team. Mm-hmm. Now, I know a lot of people are going to be like, well, you could have stayed a lot longer. I get it, but listen, I feel like he regrets the way he left, but he also is glad that he left, but I don't think he wants to leave again.
Yeah. I have a feeling it's going to determine what happens to his other 2 companions with the big 3. If any of them are going to stay, like, let's say Kyrie Irving's going to want to go and stop playing out of the shadow of LeBron James, and maybe Kevin Love wants to explore, his free agency market, because I don't see him staying in Cleveland forever. But honestly, I'm kind of more leaning towards the side of LeBron James is probably going to go somewhere else eventually. I don't think he'll probably do a 10-day contract, retire with Cleveland after he's already retired from one other team. I think he'll end up going to the New York market and expanding his brand from there, because again, LeBron James is becoming a global brand, just like the MJ Jumpman is. I think LeBron James is the next one to make it go global and very successful, and I think New York is going to be the right avenue for him. And plus, I just want to make an outrageous claim. So, all right, next one. The NFL just got rid of their no celebration touchdown rule. Are you happy or are you mad that they got rid of that rule?
I'm happy that they got rid of it because I'm a firm believer of if you don't want them to get in the end zone, you don't want them to dance, then don't let them get in the end zone.
Yeah.
And it's kind of, I know a lot of people are like, well, on our previous video we talked about how like when kids celebrate, it's kind of like, okay, dude, you're a kid. It's different with a professional where it's your job, you're getting paid to do this compared to a youth kid who's trying to still learn how to play a game and how to live life.
Right.
It's completely different. So I feel like the celebrations, I'm glad they got rid of it. It's an entertainment game. Mm-hmm. I want to see it. I like some of the dances, like we were talking about it earlier, where the Torrey Holt, where he, I'm sorry, it was Joe Horn who did the cell phone. I said Torrey Holt. T.O. you
with the
you talked
Sharpie,
about,
the cheerleader.
So I mean, it's stupid. Ocho Cinco with the golfing thing. It's stupid, but you know what? I don't care. Like
Honestly, watch some of the arena football players' celebrations in the end zone.
Yeah.
Honestly, how do you not want that in the game? I mean, don't tell me that's disrespectful. That's just beautiful. That's art right there. I agree. I love that they got rid of the no touchdown celebration. It's time to loosen up the tie a little bit. We want to protect the players, and we want to make it a gamesmanship and be respectful. And I understand that, and I am all for that. But you got to let them have a little bit of fun. Let them express themselves. I mean, heck, maybe the only thing this is going to hurt the NFL is they won't get the fine revenue from all the players that celebrate. And, Antonio Brown's going to be happy because now he doesn't have to pay $50,000 every week.
So I did want to say one thing about the celebrations. It'll make people want to play more.
Yeah.
And, with the whole issue with the concussions, I think they've gotten better, but I think it makes people go like, oh, it can be fun. So I think that actually is enticing to some people.
Good point. All right, on to baseball now. Rockies and Diamondbacks, one of the hottest teams right now in the NL, especially two teams on the NL West. Very competitive, by the way. Are these two teams for real?
I don't think the Diamondbacks are for real. I feel like their starting pitching is going to start trailing off here in a little bit. Greinke's actually having a decent year, but they're already talking about that he might be dealt in the All-Star break. Now that's obviously going to be determined whether or not they're in contention.
Right.
But I like their lineup, but I don't like their starting pitcher, and I don't like their bullpen, and they don't really have a true closer. He's going to do okay, but he's going to blow a lot of saves too. And I think in the end it's going to hurt him. The Rockies, on the other hand, they have a lot of starting pitchers that haven't done it for a while, but they could be good. So I think the Rockies have better potential, and so I feel like the Rockies, out of those two teams, are going to do it. But I still have the Dodgers winning in the NL West, and maybe the Rockies making it in the wild card. But I don't think they're for real yet. Yeah,
I agree. I think the Rockies, they're the most for real team right now as far as the biggest contender, in my opinion, to the NL West. And I know that's kind of a weird statement that we say that, even though the Dodgers are technically in third place behind Colorado and Arizona. But just in terms of the longevity of the season, the Dodgers, in my opinion, just like what you and I agree on, is they're going to lead the West and be the divisional leaders at the end of the day. And I think that the Rockies are going to beat out the Diamondbacks. And who knows, maybe even the Diamondbacks might get the second wild card. I mean, it's possible. But I think the Rockies are the biggest challenger to the Dodgers. But the Rockies need to learn to win away from home. And I'm just like what you're alluding to with their starting pitchers. They're doing really well, but they're really young, so they can they sustain it? I think that's my biggest thing. And then also the bullpen. You've got to make sure, especially with the NL in general, how hot it is with the hitting. With the Nationals, you got the Dodgers, you've got the Cubs, even all these great hitting teams. Can your starting pitching beat them? And I think that's a big test. So I think the Rockies are the biggest threat to the Dodgers.
Agreed.
All right, last one. I think the one that's most important. NBA Finals is next Thursday. Cavs and Warriors for the trilogy. Who wins and in how many games? Why did I even ask that question?
Okay, who wins? It's going to be the Warriors. No, you know what? I really do like the Cavaliers. I just feel like with KD, it's going to be really tough. And the Cavaliers have a good team, but what I've seen in the series against Boston, now I'm not going to scream about how Game 3 happened, how the Boston Celtics all of a sudden came alive when Isaiah Thomas lost. Listen, I'm not going to take too much out of it. LeBron James had a bad game. Whatever, okay? Mm-hmm. Everyone has a bad game. It's unfortunate LeBron James had a bad game in the postseason, but it didn't matter, okay?
Yeah.
So, but I'm still nervous about the Cavaliers' defense. I feel like with KD on the Warriors, that's too much firepower to deal with.
Yeah.
And it's too many guys that you have to guard the whole court, full court. You can't just guard these guys half court and then let them go. You just can't. So I feel like the Warriors are going to win it, but I do feel like it will be 7 because of how good this, I don't want to say rivalry, but how good this matchup is.
Yeah, I agree. We've been waiting for this since the season started. We've been talking about it when we did our first video in March about
Wait, everyone picked this?
You know what? I thought the Lakers were going to go all the way, and then no, But I'm surprised that you picked that. Honestly, I'm sitting here kind of shocked because I picked the Warriors. I was actually going to go with a modest 5 to 6 games, but I'll just say 7 games for the fact that I want 7 games. But the reason why I thought 5 to 6 games is just the points that you pointed out. They have KD on the team. Their bench is very deep, Golden State says. They got Aiden Clark that's starting to come into his own. You've still got JaVale McGee or Zaza Pachulia coming off the bench. You got Klay Thompson, KD, Steph Curry, Draymond Green. Those are just the 4 that you have that usually go on the court, and they can all shoot the lights out. You got KD that can penetrate the rim. Now, it's the only thing you got to worry about is defense, but the Warriors put up so much volume of shooting. I mean, it's almost like a D'Antoni style of offense. You don't really need that much defense when you can produce that much offense. But with Draymond Green being your defensive leader, and it helps too that Klay Thompson can shut you down. It helps that KD now can protect the rim if he has to because he's very athletic. That's why I think the Warriors in 7, and I think LeBron's is going to get his. You're not going to stop him, but I think that collectively they're going to find a way to lock down Kevin Love. He's going to be a non-factor, and the only 2 that we have to worry about is Kyrie and LeBron. And I think that the Warriors have too many weapons to lose. So,
well, we both agree.